Okay. Okay, good evening. We are so glad that you decided to hop on this call tonight. My name is Andrea Mitchell, and I have been using Plexus for over 10 years, and I am excited to share my story with you. But before I do, I want to let you know that there's an opportunity to earn a $25 Amazon gift card because who doesn't need something from Amazon already this month, right? So, to qualify for the gift card, all you need to do is drop in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all and 10 being all-time high. How skeptical are you feeling right now? Okay, so speaking of skeptical, I was quite the skeptic of myself and my abilities, not in network marketing at all. I knew it worked for people and was an amazing business model. I just didn't think it was for me. The thing is, I started the products, loved them, and started watching a few different people in the company have success, and it looked like so much fun. And I knew I'd be sharing something that mattered, really mattered to people. My oldest, that has cerebral palsy, was 7 at the time I heard about Plexus. I had had great success, just feeling like a better functioning mom with the gut health and energy products. So I started her on her own routine and saw a huge difference in her ability to go to the bathroom daily, which played a part along with our probiotic in healing her chronic urinary tract infections. We'd been prescribed things or told to buy certain things, and nothing had worked to heal her issues like these products. And now she's thriving in her world, so healthy at 17 and a senior in high school. My skepticism was overridden by the knowledge that I had to tell every single person I knew. I had to keep telling them till they saw the possibility I saw with their health. And then I saw that the income opportunity was a real thing. Like so many of you, I signed up with a promotion, and by the end of December, I had made $1,200. And my friends were starting to catch the vision. By January, I had friends that were making big paychecks too. What felt slow sped up very quickly as I cared more about those who saw the possibilities than I cared about what the skeptics were saying. I mean, I heard them, but I knew what I was offering mattered more than everyone understanding. A year later, we were looking at buying a lot to build a fully handicap accessible house in a neighborhood perfect for all of our kids. In the middle of building our house, my husband lost his job in oil and gas, and we didn't have to rush to replace that income. In fact, we closed with just my Plexus income, and he got the ability to make a decision that we couldn't have made before. He bought into a laundromat franchise and has built his own business. These are things that would not have happened before the income opportunity of Plexus and others in my social circle catching the vision. These last few weeks, while at our 7th travel basketball games of the year, I realized that there is no way we'd be able to afford the travel, be able to leave without a pay cut, and allow both my husband and I to be there at every game, cheering like maniacs and yelling at refs all weekend. When people say time freedom, it doesn't mean we have the freedom to do anything with our time, but we have the freedom to decide what gets our time. And we can plan out what's best for our family while still working hard and showing up for our businesses. You guys, if you're feeling skeptical right now, first of all, I just want to reassure you that it's okay. You're not alone. But I also want to give you some hope that this is real cash money. And people really do make money doing things like this. And if we can, and whomever invited you on this call can do this, so can you. Okay, don't forget to drop in the chat how you're feeling regarding your skepticism, no judgment. And I'm going to pass it over to my sister, Sarah Stewart, and she'll explain to you how I got my very first customer.
Hey guys, I'm Sarah, and yes, I am her sister. I'm also a wife and a mama of 3 amazing kids. I've got a senior, freshman, and a 3, almost 4-year-old who was recently diagnosed with autism. So we are busy people over here, and trust me, we get busy. Um, we, Before I get into my journey too much about Plexus, I wanted to share a little bit of my backstory. So in my junior year of high school, I decided I was too smart for school, and I was going to homeschool myself. That went about as good as it sounds. So just shy of 3 classes, I did not graduate. And I decided to just quit school altogether and get to working. So Fast forward, in December of 2013, I embarked on my Plexus journey after seeing my sister post about my niece's experience with the products. Yes, I had been watching her post for a while about her weight loss, but I wasn't interested in weight loss, so I just kept scrolling. Then, intrigued by Ella's story, I decided to explore the world of Plexus and discover the potential it held for my own well being. Little did I know the decision was going to mark the beginning of a personal and wellness journey. My sister called me the day after I enrolled, and we were both like, well, if we're going to do it, let's just do it together. So we went all in. And when I say all in, I mean all in. All the calls, all the trainings, all the posts. By the way, they were so bad. It's okay to do it ugly as long as you just keep going. We had both only had failures in network marketing, but it was going to be fun to do it together. So we just shared the heck out of it. Y'all, in my first 72 hours, I had 3 people sign up. By the end of the month, I had made almost $1,000. It wasn't just me, but I was sharing with friends and helping them share with their friends. We were growing fast and furious. We were actually doing it. We were actually making network marketing work. I came home from our convention just a few months later, and I was on fire. Imagine that feeling when you come home from church camp. That was me coming home from convention. I courageously filed for divorce after years of fearing the inability to provide. He was the breadwinner. Have you ever known someone staying in a marriage, a relationship, or a situation because they don't think they can actually walk away? That was me. Plexus became more than just a health journey for me. It empowered me to break free from a toxic situation, offering the strength and independence I needed to thrive again. I wanted to show my kids a better life and provide them a stable and healthy environment. I lost everything in that marriage except my kids and my hope for a brighter future. I lost my car in the dream home we had just purchased. And navigating the challenges of being a single mom in a rough neighborhood where my kids couldn't even play outside was humbling. Even in those circumstances, I found myself struggling to make ends meet, often returning home to utilities shut off. I was working some outside jobs, but it just wasn't enough. I reached out to my sister, who is my support, and she reminded me of the Plexus business we'd worked hard to build. While I was going through my divorce, my team was continuing to grow and build. She challenged me to start again, to lay my failures aside, my disappointment, my struggles, the thoughts of what others thought of me, and put my head down and just run. So I did. As I started to rebuild, she also extended some financial assistance, a gift made possible by her own success in her growing Plexus business. In the following 7 months, I devoted myself to building my Plexus business. The income I was seeing in my account for someone who's a high school dropout was mind-blowing. With newfound financial stability, I proudly purchased my very own home by myself. There's truly no greater feeling in the world than my kids witnessing the fruits of resilience and determination. Woo! Since then, my life has taken a remarkable turn. I've remarried. We've welcomed that baby into the world, who's now 3, almost 4. And this business saved us during 2020 when my husband, who had been in the bar industry for over 20 years, was laid off after COVID struck. He was left exploring new careers while we also had a 1-week baby at home. Stress could not have been any higher, but we had the Plexus business to fall back on. We moved back to Dallas and he stepped into a new career here. And without this business, we likely would have been homeless. Recently, we also face a new and significant challenge. A year ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and we went through that journey. Remarkably, the Plexus journey that we embarked on a decade ago provided not only sustainable income, but a supportive team that stood by me during the toughest time. This incredible network allowed me to focus on healing without added stress of financial burdens. Now, having conquered that chapter, I'm back on my feet, ready to continue and thrive, and grateful for resilience and the growth of the business. So, one of my very first friends that trusted me and took that leap with me was my son's first grade teacher, Megan, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear her story.
So I found Plexus 10 years ago this month, actually. And like Sarah said at the time, I was a first grade teacher. Her son Micah was one of my firsties. And we had no kids of our own at that point. That was not for lack of trying. Side note, infertility is actually what brought me to Plexus, but that's a big, long story for another day. So after about 6 months of products, we found out that we were actually pregnant. And I had already been working my business more as a hobby. I would share on social media, I'd give people information when they asked for it. I would mix it up and I'd shake it up and drink it in front of my friends and my coworkers. I was about 3 months pregnant at the time, and I came home after a difficult day in the classroom and remember thinking, I don't want to keep doing this. My dream had always been to be a stay-at-home mom. But there was something even more frustrating to me than thinking about putting my kids in daycare all day long just to have difficult days like that one in the classroom, regardless of how rewarding teaching is as a profession. So I came home and I told my husband when our son was born in the spring that I did not want to go back to the classroom. So we went to dinner and I asked him what my magic number was. That's what I called it, my magic number. I said that's the number that I need to make each month to be able to leave the classroom and to stay home. I had zero intention of replacing my teaching income, not because I didn't want it, but because I truly thought that I was never going to be able to make that happen. But if we cut things here and we cut back there, I wanted to know the minimum amount that I needed to make each month to be a stay-at-home mom. So we crunched the numbers. He gave me a number. I thought about it for a second and I nodded my head and I said, okay, I can do that. And wouldn't you know it, that man rolled his eyes and said, okay, sure. I'll believe that when I see it. We had some skepticism over here too, Andrea. Well, hello, fire that had been lit. I was ready to go for it. So I began to share more intentionally. I began to reach out to friends who I knew could use both the products that I had found and also the business opportunity that I had just kind of stumbled into. I decided to stop worrying about what their response would be. Would they say no? Maybe. But at least I was doing my part in sharing. And if they decided to give it a shot with me, I was committed to helping them with everything that I had in. Well, it was only a couple months later that I actually hit that magic number goal that we had set. And it wasn't long after that before I had surpassed it. My son, Benjamin, was born in March. And this was shortly a year after I had started Plexus. And I did achieve that goal of staying home with him. And before I knew it, I was surpassing even what I had made teaching. Our family has grown significantly over the years. We just had our fifth Plexus baby in October. So if you're doing the math, that's 5 Plexus babies in 8 years. I have now earned a 6-figure income for the last 8 years or so. And I've also earned my 9th annual trip to Hawaii, where I don't have to request time off. I don't have to check the number of days I have in my leave bank. I can just decide to go. So Plexus has turned this first grade teacher who was experiencing some major burnout into a stay-at-home mom who gets to be present in all of the things while still providing for my family. So with that, Andrea, I'm going to kick it back to you so you can close this out.
Okay, I'm just going to say there's so much there. And if you haven't thought about one friend that could join you on this journey, you weren't listening. Because I promise you, between the 3 of our stories being vastly different, but all coming to the same conclusion, if we can do this, a stay-at-home mama of, 3 littles, one of them being special needs, a high school dropout who's needed to get out of a toxic relationship, a teacher who thinks this is going to be her career forever, but maybe wants to get out of the classroom and just stay home with now 5 children who I'm pretty sure what Megan's house looks like on a daily basis was not the plan 10 years ago when she signed up with Plexus. And I promise you, you have a friend that is dying for you to share this possibility, this maybe, this what could happen with them. So if you came in just a little bit skeptical, I hope that we changed your number just a little bit and you thought, you know what, if those 3 girls are doing it, I can do this. We are going to give away that gift card real fast to Shannon Miller. So Shannon Miller, get with the person that invited you tonight and they will get you connected with me, or you can look me up on Facebook, Andrea Roten Mitchell on Facebook, and just DM me and I will get you that gift card. And I hope you get back with the person that invited you tonight and you tell them what impressed you, what you see, and what you want to accomplish this month, and they will help you do it. Y'all have a great night.